say, Jenny AGUTTER joins us now. Morning, Jenny.
Good
along
morning.
with the new Railway Children, played by BEAU, KJ, Austin, Eden and Zach. Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's like having a band in, isn't it? It's like the whole,
little bit.
the whole band.
Yeah, it's not a super professional, I can tell already. Morning, Jenny.
Good morning.
What's it like to be back in that world again?
It was wonderful to step back, first of all, stepping back on the station and then meeting this wonderful new generation of Railway Children. It didn't seem like 50 years, I have to say. Time has gone by like that. But it's a different world, and these adventures belong in that new world. It's post-First and Second World War. And it's a wonderful adventure. It's a one big adventure that you have. And it's been lovely.
And when we played that clip just then, you went, oh, did you hear the music?
Yes.
It was spine tingling.
La,
Yeah?
da, 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 dee, dum. Yes, it does. I know that sort of gets to me. So it's used at that moment rather beautifully, and very much a tribute to Lionel's film and to Johnny Douglas, who created that music. But it does take you back to that moment in time.
So let's just explain to people who are watching. We don't want to give anything away, but we remember that in the original, you were... How old were you at the time?
Well, I did the television series when I was
Yeah.
14, and then I just turned 17.
Right place. We've been talking a lot about batons being handed over this morning with the Commonwealth Games. Perfect.
Yeah.
Shall we hand the baton over at this point?
Yes.
Morning, everybody. It's lovely to see you this morning. BEAU, if I could start with you. You've got such an important role in the film, aren't you? Because you are the most grown-up of the new Railway Children. What was it like to play that role for you?
Well, I mean, I admire the character Lily so much. I mean, she's got hope, she's resilient, and I think she's quite gutsy, which I really like about her. I mean, a funny story was when the bully, Georgie Duckworth, is her and Eden, well, her and Patty, we go and attack him, we go and get back at him, and I give him a nostril stretch, which is what he was famous for.
Wow.
And I think that was really funny. I mean, I love that about her.
So you three are siblings in this, aren't you? In fact, you've come home to Salford, because we're in Salford now, and it's about a family from Salford, isn't it? So,
Yes.
Yeah, so what's it like, this sibling relationship? How's that?
Well, I think because Lily's the eldest, she's quite protective over them, and I think I really like that.
Knowing
about her.
look here.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? She a good big sister?
I think so. I think she tries to look out for them best she can, especially when they've moved and, you know, they don't have any new family. But they do create a new family, and I think that's what's so great about the film, is that the message is family and hope and resilience, and I think there are so many different parts of it, and I think it's been put together amazingly.
Now, Eden, your character fascinates me because you are, I know this is set a long time ago,
Yes.
but I feel like your character is quite a modern girl, isn't she? You bring a lot of, like, modern attitudes to that role. What did you like about playing her?
Well, I liked how I wasn't exactly the same as her, so there was room for me to sort of build her character, because she wears her heart on her sleeve, she stands up to bullies like Georgie Duckworth, and although she keeps hitting Lily, she does love her family to bits, and she hates dresses.
She hates dresses, doesn't she? There's a brilliant scene where, is it, do I remember rightly, you've got normal clothes, you've got like a fancy dress on
Yes.
to go and get picked when you're sent to Yorkshire.
Yes.
Take the dress off and underneath it you've got your normal clothes,
Yes.
which I love.
Zach, how much fun was it making this film?
It was so fun meeting new friends, and it all feels like family, and it's just amazing to work with all these stars. And
Did it feel like work, or did it just feel like...
having fun.
Did it? How cool is that? How cool is that?
Now,
Yeah,
KJ,
it felt like fun to me too. It was great fun
Yeah.
joining them. I was allowed to play. And Austin, of course, is my grandson in
yes.
it. So he's had the continuity of being up in Yorkshire, which Bobby came up to, of course.
Of course. And KJ, you play a central role in this film, don't you? Because you actually play an American soldier who is impacted by racism. Tell us about what happens to your character.
Well, my character is a young soldier, and he signs up to, fight in the war. And a lot of people don't know that it was still segregation at that time in America. So the white GIs and the black GIs, it's segregated, and the white GIs, they treat the black soldiers like dirt. it's horrible, the treatment that they get. I mean, and then they go to the UK and they're not used to seeing white people and black people like integrate and mix and stuff like that. So the kids witness for themselves the horrific tragedies of the racism in the United States, and they see and they're like, what is this? Like, why are they treating their own soldiers like this? And they find me and they help me.
Which allows the movie to deal with the classic storylines of the past, Jenny, but also to explore issues which matter to all our lives, all your lives today. Is that was very much part of the thinking, was it, to modernise it, but also reflect the time as well? Yeah.
Well, bringing it to 1940 and the war.
Yeah.
Is really important because it makes it very separate from Nesbitt's world. It really has changed a lot, and being able to look at that particular issue with children, very much with the children's eyes. It's their adventure. Well, we had lots of adventures. There is one big adventure, and the big adventure is what KJ is involved with his character Abe, and discovering him and discovering that world, but seeing it also as children, where everything is much, much clearer. You know, why do adults behave like this? Why is this happening? Why are these difficulties there?
And, you know, obviously the film does deal with some really very serious issues, but it is wonderfully nostalgic in parts as well, isn't it? Really warm and gorgeous to watch.
Well, Nesbitt did the same. You know, we had the Russian soldier who was the Russian refugee who had come over, the shabby Russian the mother wanted to look after. And here we're looking at different issues, and the children have to cope with those things. And it has nostalgia, but it's not over-sentimental. It's nostalgic. It's funny, nostalgia can sound like something that's very cloying, but it's not. It's looking at a past, it's looking at a present, because at the moment we're, you know, with the war situation, and looking at the evacuees and the tearing apart and what's happening to Daddy, and we're seeing that happening in the world at the moment. And that wasn't there when we started making the film, but it is there right now.
And Austin, just like the early film that we remember, I don't want to ruin anything, but there is a train sequence. There is something you all have to work together to. Yeah, was that exciting to do?
Yeah, it was brilliant. You know, doing the full film was it's really surreal. It's still surreal being here right now. Jenny AGUTTER being so close to it, it's crazy. And playing her grandson was a pleasure, and I'm still processing it. It's not quite gone through yet, but yeah.
And you had the premiere yesterday afternoon as well in Yorkshire, didn't you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, it was my birthday.
Oh, what a birthday! Brilliant.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Should we be singing happy birthday?
Well, it's lovely to see you all. Thank you so much for coming in today. It's great to meet you, and thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Good luck with it. And the Railway Children Return is in cinemas from Friday of next week. That's.
Hi, Hamish Haggis here. Was glad to see Jenny AGUTTER return as the Railway Children Return, a film with an excellent cast including Sheridan Smith and John Bradley from Game of Thrones.